ACORN is an organization that was receiving and is receiving huge amount of taxpayer subsidies to carry on a campaign of massive voter fraud. That's the main thing they do. They have massive voter fraud. Dead people vote. Cats and dogs and people's pets vote. They make up the names of voters that don't exist. Phony addresses, phony names. Register them all over the country. Children vote. 3- and 4-year-old kids are voting. Illegal aliens vote. This is a massive campaign of voter fraud. People voting multiple times. Massive campaign of voter fraud. And ACORN is engaged in this campaign of voter fraud. They're engaged also in tax evasion. They're engaged also in tax fraud. They're involved in bribery. They're involved in extortion and blackmail. And now we see prostitution rings. You know why this is so relevant? Because Barack Hussein Obama, that thieving piece of garbage in the White House, was involved with them up to his neck. He was involved with them up to his neck as an attorney. He was involved with them in every way possible. And they were his biggest supporters when he ran for Congress in Illinois, when he ran for the state Senate in Illinois, when he ran for the U.S. Senate in Illinois, and when he ran for president last year. When he ran for president, he was involved with them up to his neck, and they did, by the way, help him tremendously. They got a lot of people to vote for him. They were a major part of his grassroots movement, and he had a big grassroots movement, and all of it was corrupt, and all of it was dirty, and they're part of that dirty, corrupt grassroots movement that he created. So this scandal is very, very important because Barack Hussein Obama, all his life, was surrounded by corrupt, thieving, blackmailing, extorting, tax evading individuals, the worst, the scum of the earth, whether it's Tony Resco, the Syrian Arab Muslim Nazi who raised millions of dollars for Muslim terrorist organizations and Muslim terrorist front groups, and who now has been convicted. He's been convicted of bribery, extortion, and so on and so forth. Whether it was him, he raised huge amounts of money for the Muslim terrorists. He bribed and extorted and did every dirty thing under the sun with Illinois politicians, and now he's on his way to prison for a long prison term because of that. And he also happened to raise huge amounts of money for Barack Hussein Obama and gave Barack Hussein Obama the house that Barack Hussein Obama currently lives in. And I could give you a million other examples. Barack Hussein Obama has been surrounded all his life by corruption, by scandal, by liars, by cheats. And yet he remains untouched. They don't even investigate him. He was connected with all of these dirty people, and he's never even investigated. He's never even touched. And so, I think that this is a very important thing for us to follow, because the unbelievable destruction of the election process we see here is something that should be alarming to anybody who cares about free and open elections. ACORN and Barack Hussein Obama and the Chicago political machine and all of these dirty political criminals that Obama is surrounded by, they run elections the way Ahmadinejad and the Iranian mullahs ran the election in Iran earlier this year. The same type of fraud, the same type of deception, the same type of lying, the same type of padding the voter rolls, the same type of corruption. This is the way elections are run in Muslim terrorist Iran. This is the way elections are run in third world banana republics. And they get away with it because if you do anything about it, you're called a racist. That's why this controversy is important, and that's why we should keep on it and keep the pressure on and demand that they get to the bottom of it.